All right, the big story other than the Yankees and the Red Sox is that Eli Manning, we found this out right before we went on the air, about 15 minutes before, that Eli Manning's going to have ankle surgery today. And you have to wonder how serious is this, and is it a setback for the Giants for the 2014 season? Now, is Dan there, guys? All right, he is there. Dan Graziano, who covers the Giants for ESPN, joins us now. Dan, it's Michael and Don. How serious is this injury to Eli?
It sounds like it's just a cleanup. You know, he sprained the ankle in that last game of the season. The 2013 season is the gift that keeps on giving for Giants fans. You know, they couldn't get their quarterback all the way through it healthy. But he tried to rehab it. He was working out with some of his receivers at Duke this week, and I guess they just got to the point where they felt like they had to go in and clean it up so it was all the way better in time for the important stuff this offseason.
Now, does it make a difference which ankle? I would think left is better than right because right's his plant leg, right?
I was thinking about that, but I was walking to get my kids to school, and I was thinking about that, and then I realized I never played quarterback, so I don't know. But I think it's, he's not the kind of guy that relies on his foot speed. Obviously, that's not a big part of his game. We're not talking about like Michael Vick here, where an injury to his foot could linger. But it's his base that he throws from, and I think obviously they need to get it right. And to me, the issue is this is a guy that his durability is his thing. I mean, the fact that this guy is always on the field is what makes him so important and so key to what the Giants do. He never misses games. He never misses practice. He never misses off-season workouts. Now, it sounds like if there's that 6-week timetable where he can be running again, he'll be fine in time for OTAs and minicamp and all that. But, I mean, if you're a Giants fan, it's kind of a long-range alarm bell, right, where you say, well, geez, this guy's body's not going to hold up forever. And once it stops, then the Giants are going to have some questions they haven't had to deal with for the last 10 years.
Well, here's the question I have for you, Dan. I mean, the guy hurt in the last game of the season. Why now? I don't understand why you would wait till now and push it up against the envelope.
Well, obviously, I think they were hoping not to have to do it. The idea would be that rest and rehab could fix it. Who would want to have surgery if they didn't have to? So I think, they probably pushed it back to now and said, see what you can do with rest and rehab, and if we have to get it cleaned up in April, that'll still give us plenty of time. That's the sense I get from what we've heard.
Now, the thing that blows me away is this will be his 11th season in the National Football League. I mean, time flies ridiculously here. Now, they went out and got Ryan Nassib last year in the draft, so is that the heir apparent? Or even in this draft, will they take a look at some of these quarterbacks and see if maybe there is some other depth in that area they can go after?
They might take a look. I don't think they drafted Nassib last year thinking he was the heir apparent. I think that the thing with Nassib was they felt like it was time to get someone in the pipeline that could potentially fill that role down the road, and here's a guy they liked. And, it was a fourth-round pick, so obviously no sure thing in terms of being a quality NFL player down the line. So, quarterback's a question they may have to confront a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, they don't know. But getting Nassib into the mix just because he was a guy they liked and they had an opportunity to get him cheap was one thing. But, I mean, if Eli Manning can't play, the Giants don't have anybody. I mean, Curtis Painter is the backup because they like him as a scout team guy. They don't. The Giants make their plans assuming that Eli is going to play every game.
Now, the fact that he will be out for at least 6 weeks, not be able to do anything, does that hurt the Giants where he can't work with his receivers?
Well, I mean, think about like if he was planning to be there at Duke a couple of weeks with Victor Cruz and those guys, and now he won't. Whatever he would normally have been doing in the next 6 weeks to get ready for the season, he's not going to be able to do all of it. And so whatever that is for him, and he's a creature of habit and routine, as a lot of successful veterans are, and I'm sure he'll have to adjust the way he prepares for the season as a result of this. I don't know all the specifics of what he would normally be doing in April. Their off-season program starts on the 21st, so that's 11 days from now. He said he'll be in the weight room and in the meeting rooms. And, you have to remember they have a new offensive coordinator, right, and they're putting in a new offense, so he's going to have to learn that offense, and there will be some time missed in terms of what he would normally be doing. But out on the field, OTAs start May 28th, and they're saying he'll be back by then. Now, obviously, that's the timetable they're given. You never know about setbacks. You never know if they're being truthful with us, et cetera, et cetera. So if it starts to bleed into late May and early June, then you have some missed practice time issues. But obviously, at this point, they're hopeful that they won't have that.
Now, he had mentioned in his statement learning the new offense, which made you probably feel a little bit calmer if you're a Giant fan, that he at least is getting an understanding of that offense. But are you able to know this early on, how much there is different about McAdoo's system to Gilbride's system?
No, Tom Coughlin said at the owners' meetings last month that there will be significant changes, and I think we can expect, a lot of differences in terms of, if it bears resemblance to what Mike McCarthy runs in Green Bay, which is the guy under whom McAdoo's coached for the last 9 years, then, it's going to be very different because Gilbride relied on, stretching the field and option routes and receivers spotting, the same kind of thing in the defense that Eli did and getting open that way. Whereas the Packers operate a little closer to the line of scrimmage, getting their playmakers the ball in space. You think about a guy like Victor Cruz. You think about screen passes to the running backs. David Wilson, if he's healthy, Rashad Jennings maybe. So I think there are going to be significant differences, and it seems like Eli is aware of that, and obviously he's going to have to spend some time figuring out what those are and the best way to execute them.
Dan, we thank you for popping on with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan.
My pleasure.